Hello, everyone. It's Library Love Fest back and better than ever. We hope that you're enjoying your summer. I'm Virginia Stanley, Director of Library Marketing at HarperCollins. And who are you?
I'm Lainey Mays. I'm the Library Marketing Assistant at HarperCollins.
Who are you?
I'm Tara Parsons. I'm the Associate Publisher for a new imprint at HarperCollins called HarperVia.
So Tara is our guest today, guest speaker. She's going to be here for a few minutes to talk to you about this really wonderful imprint and terrific reads that they have coming out. So yes, we are going to have a toast. What's that you say? Where's Christopher Connolly? Christopher? You pop a cork, and here comes Chris.
He's popping in for...
Here you go, Chris.
Thank you. I'm going to take this one for the road.
Don't go too far.
I won't. I'll see y'all soon.
So Chris will join us when Tara
We're never
says
saying him
goodbye.
again.
Here you go. Here
Thank
is
you.
to Summer. We hope you're having a great one. We are. We had a great time at ALA.
you.
We'll tell you all about that. And we'll tell you about books that we love. We're talking about love today in every sense of the word. Books that we love, shirts that we love, and new imprints that we love, like HarperVia. So, Tara Parsons, take it away. Here we go.
Cheers.
Chin, and best of luck to you, and congratulations on this wonderful imprint. So, can't wait to hear all about the books.
Thank you. Well, first, I'd like to start by asking both of you, what's the country that you've never been to before but you most want to visit?
Greece.
Oh, it's beautiful. I've been to them all. Where do I want to go?
Well, maybe you'll get some inspiration from our first 4 books that we're going to talk about now. So our motto for HarperVia is books that take you everywhere. We have this gorgeous tote bag, actually. One side says HarperVia, the other side has our wonderful motto on it. And we really believe these books will take you everywhere. We're publishing international fiction. And by international fiction, we don't mean books that, come from another country that we're trying to publish to a U.S. audience. We're talking about books that we think are global books that everyone in the world will love and that we're publishing to a global audience. So what we'd like to do actually is walk you through the first 4 books, just a little description of each one of them so you have an idea what HarperVia is doing. And then as I'm talking about these books, I'm hoping you can leave in the comments the place that you'd most want to visit, or if there's any place from these books that you really want to visit. And one of them will choose to win a HarperVia tote along with those first 4 books in it. So I hope you'll enjoy it. The first book I want to talk about is called It Would Be Night in Caracas by Karina Sanz-Borgo. And this book is just an utterly gripping, fast-paced read. It's fiction by a Venezuelan journalist, but it's actually about real-life events. So it's about what's actually happening in Caracas right now. Our heroine is a young woman whose mother passes away, and she finds herself in a dystopian nightmare. Politically speaking, there's looting happening all over the country. She's in a very dangerous situation, and she has to find herself a way out of it, and sometimes in sort of gruesome ways, but very gripping ways. I think it's one of those books that really sheds light on why somebody would need to leave their homeland that they love so much and urgently leave it. So I think it's so timely and a book that many people need to read. We've gotten so much interest in this from NPR, for example. They're doing a wonderful interview with our author, from so many people who just think this is an important author to watch. So that's our first book.
So, and when will we have the cover for this?
Sorry, I'm not doing my job right.
Oh.
So all of
Covers
our
on the
galleys
inside.
actually have this look where they're minimalist and white, and really just have the title stand out because we're trying to brand this new imprint, and we want people to know it when they see these beautiful advanced readers copies. But on the inside cover, we have the actual artwork for the book. So there it is. I hope you love it.
You got it, Scooter? Yep. Scooter says yes. That's beautiful.
Chris off screen, this is one of my favorite jackets for the season. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We have an amazing art director, Stephen Breda, who's doing incredible work for us.
I love your logo too. That was recently
He also
revealed.
did our
Oh,
logo.
did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did an amazing job with it.
Pretty neat.
The really cool thing I think about our logo too is that when you join it, it forms waves. You know, it's just another way of taking you everywhere.
You mean also when you do like all the books on the spine?
Oh
together?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And on the bag, that's actually
Yeah.
the logo repeated.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Okay. Also, I thought of my country, although I've been there. I was only in France for a second.
Ah.
So we did the channel. It was like Mona Lisa, and then we left. So I would like to go back to France.
Well, the next book we have up
My
actually
job
takes you to Germany in the 60s. This is called The German House. And it's written by a German screenwriter. Actually, she's written a lot of movies on Netflix Germany that have become huge successes. She's sort of like the Mad Men of Germany. She's really popularized the 1960s. So this book is sort of a new kind of World War II novel. You know, this is following the Auschwitz trials. There's a young translator. She's, in her 20s. That's our heroine in this book, Eva. And she works both at the German house, which is her parents' inn, and she also, on the side, works as a translator. And in this time in Germany, in the 1960s, they didn't really talk about what happened during the wars. They were sort of in this, period where they were not necessarily denying what happened, but not facing what they did. And so she's hired as a translator, not knowing any of this history, really, of having it been all glossed over. It's not in their history books yet. And she is just coming of age. She's very innocent. She has sort of these naive dreams for the future when she is confronted with the atrocities of what happened. She's translating the survivors' stories in person with them and seeing anew what the cruelties of the world, the cruelties of her own country, and then even what her own family may have participated in. So it is a real coming of age. It's gripping. There is a little bit of a love story in there that you'll cheer for and root for and be very intrigued by. It keeps the pages moving really fast, just as you're gripped by the trials themselves. So I think this is a really fantastic read. Yeah.
And in this galley and in this galley, there are wonderful notes from the publisher,
Yes.
Judith Kerr, which I just think is a great touch and just shows how much it means. You know, when galleys get those sorts of treatments, all those bells and whistles stand out. It's something that they are extraordinary.
There's actually something else that we'll have in there too. We're going to have a note from some of our books are translated. Probably 80% of our books right now are translated books. They were originally written in another language. And for those books, we're going to have a note from the translator in the back of the book to, explain maybe what was a challenge in translating the book or what was a particular joy in translating the book. We think these translators, that we're working with are just phenomenal, and they don't always necessarily get the platform to talk about what they're doing. Right. So the website that we're actually launching next month will also have a page with our translators on it to feature them as well, and the artwork on our covers because they're pretty phenomenal too. So the artist who made the artwork for the covers. And also that just reminded me that please follow us at HarperVia Books on Instagram and Twitter and on Facebook. We're there. And we're telling more about these books every day on those stories and on those pages.
There's so much to these internationals. I mean, like you just talked about the different facets and, just how they came to be and how they came to your attention and how they are translated. And I know it's just there's a lot going on there. So that's great that you're having that all in one place.
Well, what we've found, Judith Kerr, our publisher, is really a visionary. I don't say that lightly. A lot of people call people visionaries, but she really is. And I think she had this understanding that the world is really looking for more and interesting stories. And people sometimes, I think, look at international books and say, oh, there's some sort of barrier to entry there. I won't be able to totally, be gripped by what they're saying. But the truth of the matter is, each one of these books feels so personal. It comes from such an emotional viewpoint that you're completely swept away. It feels like they're talking about a friend or a family member.
Yeah.
The End of the Ocean by Maya Lindes. This is our next book. We're trying to coin the phrase cli-fi, so climate fiction. It's so important these days. Maya Lundi is actually a best-selling Norwegian author, and to put that in context for you, in both Norway and Germany, her books have outsold Dan Brown, have outsold Nausgaard. I mean, these are huge authors. She is an incredibly famous international author, and we're trying to make her famous in the United States because she has such a worthy stories to tell. Her books really do talk about what happens when climate fiction, when climate change takes over our world. But she does it in a way that's not didactic. She's not trying to tell us what to do. She's just envisioning what the world would look like. And it's really about the people at the heart of the story and what they're going through. So in this story, there's a young father, David, and his daughter Lou, and they've been separated from his wife and their other child. And they're in a drought-ridden Europe, trying to unite with them, like literally walking across a desert to try and reunite with the rest of the family. And as they're walking, they come across a dried-out boat in the middle of nowhere. And that boat is actually Signe's boat. Signe's boat is Signe is a parallel story that happens throughout this book. In that time period, it's present day. It's now. Signe is an environmental activist. She's 70 years old, and she's sailing across the ocean with a cargo that we don't know what it is at first, but we know that it's incredibly important to the survivors. To the survival of the planet, really, in many ways. So David and Lou come upon this boat, and they find Signe's belongings, and the story unfolds from there. So it's completely tied together. It's beautiful. Our author is an environmental activist, and she's really researched all of this, and it's just beautifully told.
What's the pub date on that?
So this is January.
January, okay. Beautiful. And love that.
I know the cover's
color.
so gorgeous and
So
striking.
beautiful. Do you have information about this artist, the jacket artist on this one?
I believe he's a Scottish artist.
Really?
Yeah, we were thinking that he was like looking out on this same sunset that she might be looking out on.
That's so
in
beautiful,
ways.
isn't it?
It really is.
Love.
Right. Last one, and I feel like Santa in this bag. Last one.
So the last one is actually the first book that's coming out from us. We wanted to end on the most immediate book. Lost in the Spanish Quarter is our very first title. It's coming out in September, and it's a beautiful, beautiful love story. It's gorgeously written. Our author, Hetty Goodrich, is actually an American, but she moved to Italy, and she wrote this book originally in Italian, and it was bought by an Italian publisher there. And then she reverse translated it into English. So it's sort of the perfect HarperVia book. What an international book. It's a love story between an American who's doing a semester abroad in Naples in the Spanish Quarter, and a young man who kind of doesn't know his place in the world. And it takes place during, there's flashbacks, so they're writing letters to each other now, I think it's like 10 years later, and walking through their initial love story. And, I thought this was kind of a good segue for the rest of your show because I've worked on a lot of romance titles as well. I love romance, but we've often talked about what's the difference between a love story and a romance. And for me, the difference is the happy ever after. Because in this book, which I consider a love story, you've got all the heightened emotions, you feel all the feelings, but they don't necessarily, I'm not going to give it away, but end up together in the way that you think that they will in the end. But the important thing is that they've felt this tremendous emotion, they've experienced it, and they're changed because of it.
Mm. It's so wonderful, when you can find an author who can put ink to paper and pull those emotions out of a reader. Exactly. Regardless of how it ends, that happened, that they made that happen out of these fictional characters I just think that is just otherworldly talent. And it's
also the fact that she wrote a book but also translated it back is crazy.
It's pretty amazing. It's incredible. I actually just read an interview that she's writing for Shelf Awareness. And I was swept away all over again.
Really?
She really brings you into this like crumbling city and it's like, you know, beauty and all. It's really transporting.
Yeah, that's great.
You
Well,
can transport your books.
hey-o.
In this gorgeous tote bag.
So how are we going to do that? We're going to put it out there to people and...
Yeah, we'll just pick somebody from the comments who talked about the place that they most want to visit, or talked about which place out of all these books that they'd be most interested in visiting, seeing.
And then we'll send them to you.
Exactly.
So write in right now and tell us, and Tara will read them and pick one, and we'll get these off to you. Or you can give them to me because I only went to France for a minute.
Don't worry, I'll give them to you too.
Thanks. Well, here's to ya. Congratulations on this really exciting imprint. And thank you so much for coming on and doing this, because, you know, these are your babies, and no one can speak to them as eloquently as you can. So thank you for taking the time to do this.
Oh,
and,
thank you for having me.
yeah. So here we go. Here's to love. Chris is drinking like furiously.
I feel I should
camera.
give up my seat to him now, but thank you for having
You're
me.
welcome, and thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Bring your drink with you.
I will. I'm gonna drink this all day.
Drink it in the. That's going to take you all day.
Well, I'll come back.
Good thing not in our
Need the
department.
bottle?
Thanks, Tara. HarperVia. Woo. All right. Wow, that was so cool. Oh my God, amazing.
Tara can talk a book.
Tara can talk a book. Tara, you should have your own show.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Let's see. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Doing great.
We're back. Lainey, where's my monkey?
Well, I hope this is what you're talking about.
Okay, you guys. Since we've decided it's read a romance.
Read a romance.
Read a romance month. Listen, we're going to talk about some romance. We're also going to talk about books in general that we love, things that we love, people we love. Like these two lunatics on either side of me. I love them. I might tell you, these guys work their butts off at ALA. Crazy great show. And they're amazing people, and I'm super loved by them, and I love them. And I love this monkey, which finally I found yesterday in the prop closet. I've had this for forever, and I've never changed the battery. Here we go. Can you see it, Scooter?
Oh, yeah.
Can you feel it, Scooter?
Oh,
That's right. Keeping it classy. Scooter's dancing. Lainey's
Lainey's
drinking.
drinking.
Take a hit of that. I can't cut the monkey off. Some more.
Yeah, might as well. I'm gonna be here.
Oh, it's so nice to be back.
There we are.
Take my heart and please don't break it, love. You librarians, we love you.
Truth.
I'm so glad you're back. God, I missed them. Also, it's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. Did you know that? So we got these. I brought them in from Queens, so now it's Drink a Sandwich Day. But anyway, so that's fun. You want one? Yeah, you're gonna wait, aren't you?
Yeah, I might wait on
All right,
that.
all right. Whatever you want to do.
We're
But
going to put it down here away from the lights.
Ice cream sandwich.
somebody get me a straw. Okay. Hi. So we had a great ALA. I hope that a lot of you were able to go. If you weren't able to go, our title presentation, as always, is audio recorded. I was going to say taped. I'll be dating myself. And it's up on Library Love Fest. It's called Library Love Fest. What's the buzz? Right?
That's what it is. LibraryLoveFest.com //
What's the buzz? So you can go there and you can hear us talk about all the books that have set our hearts aflutter. We also booked it to DC. We drove down to Washington, DC, and we stopped at libraries along the way. You probably already know all this because it was on Facebook Live. But anyway, we stopped at Princeton and Philadelphia and Baltimore. And we Facebook lived ourselves, and we talked about books, and we brought the tiki out and all our luggage and another person from another department, and it was like amazing that we didn't get a blood clot in that van, which was so small once you put 300 galleys in there. But we had a great time. Goodbye. Okay, so let's talk about some books that we love. What do we want to talk about?
Casey Davis, just to give a shout out, she said, "We missed the three of you: the books, antics, and the drinking."
Oh,
Casey didn't use an Oxford comma, but I still read the comment.
Oh, Casey, he's crazy with the Oxford comma, though I find out that I am in the minority with the Oxford comma. Everybody loves it, except I'm getting used to it.
You're not alone, apparently.
I know. Oh,
So, there we go.
I'm learning.
Both ways are right.
I mean, I'm trying to evolve.
Technically, they are.
Oh, Lainey, these two just give me such wherewithal. All right. So, what does Casey Davis think about the monkey? Do you like him? Isn't he cute?
He's cute, great, and wonderful.
Nice, Lainey, nice. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. I love you.
Ditto.
All right.
Okay.
So let's talk about some books.
Okay. Where to begin? Where to begin?
I don't even know where to begin. Where to begin? Lainey, take us somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Anywhere.
first, I could say that we have a lot of rom-coms coming up, a lot of great ones. I know everyone is like so excited for them. We have this really cool rom-com reader pamphlet, I guess. I don't really know what to call it. Handout that are somebody upstairs made for us at ALA. So if anyone wants to know the DL on all of our rom-coms, I can send this to you. It's really a great resource for that.
You're great. I'm so glad you thought to bring that. This was one of the hot tickets at our booth, man. You couldn't take these out of the boxes fast enough, and everybody was just loving it. So
I didn't even know we had those. They disappeared so quickly.
I know.
So a few we
This is all news to me.
can talk about a few. So we have I know what we have to talk about. No Judgments by Meg Cabot. I did great if I do say so myself.
Great. Right.
Interview with Meg Cabot. I am a huge Meg Cabot fan. She meant a lot to me growing up, and so when we had this book, I was like, sign me up, there for it. This is a series, first in a series, and the second one is coming soon, but right now this one's coming out in September. And No Judgments, about a woman that goes to a fictional island, but sort of based on Key West where Meg lives, during a hurricane, and she's trying to get away from this past, but also, get away from the hurricane. Of course, there's a steamy romance, because that's wonderful. It's really fun, and if you want to hear more about the book, go to Facebook Live Archives or our podcast. It's all there. Speaking of the podcast, if you do want to write a romance, instead of just read one, we have a book. It's a little journal from our gift imprint at William Morrow, and they have this really fun how to write a romance book. And so our top listened to podcast episode is the editors talking about how they wrote it, and it's just got little prompts and quotes. But check that out too while you're.
How
on
many
the
listens
podcast.
are we up to?
Like 605.
Not 600. 605.
Oh, I was like, no, it's 600.
But that's fantastic. I mean, that's really, really cool. So definitely check it out.
You can find it on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Those are the 4.
All of them.
Okay, more rom-coms. We have Get a Life, Chloe Brown, which is really fun. This girl who, I have it somewhere. She has a disability. She has fibromyalgia, I believe. And so she decides she wants to start living her life. She has this near-death experience. So she makes this really cute list of like, get out of my parents' house, have fun. And so she meets this guy who is kind of rough around the edges, and she kind of enlists his help to have fun in her life. But it's really great. It's a great rom-com. Everyone's obsessed with this. We have the second one coming. And they're standalones, but they will be in the same world. And when we were on the Booking It to DC tour, everyone was talking about this. Like, so many people were excited for Talia Hibbert. And it's really great because it's diverse, both in interracial couple and, like an disability thing. So this one's really great. Check it out.
So can you guys see? Because Everybody nice and clear on that?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. We need to make these nice and so Scooter can get his...
Scooter
can wrap his lens around that.
Do you just want me to do a couple rom-coms to wrap it up, or you want to move on?
Okay. You keep going. You're on fire, girl.
So we have The Right Swipe, which library reads, right? So we
Not just library reads.
I know. Let's talk.
Number one.
So Alicia Wright, everyone loves her so much. She knows romance, and this is her rom-com about a woman who owns a dating app, and she's kind of cynical about that world, but she meets somebody on the app, and then they have one night together, and then he ghosts her, and then she has to figure out if she's going to forgive him or if it's unforgivable when they have to team up for a job thing. So check this out. There's another one coming from her as well, and this is The Right Swipe. Library Reads. Thank you for voting. Everyone is obsessed with this book as well. You'll see a lot more about it and about the author.
Here, I'll hold it up nice steady. Scooter, do you like that I'm doing this?
I mean, I'm getting it. When
You are?
It up, so you don't, yeah. You're
Okay.
Okay, because I'm zooming in, so.
Okay, great.
Give
All right.
yourself a rest.
So
What do you say?
Give yourself a rest.
So I'm saying a lot of things that are on this, but one that is not on our handout is it's a 360 title. So this is coming from the UK. It's called Our Stop. I love these galleys. Look how fun they are. They have pink on the border. And then I don't have it, but they had these really cute little Oyster cards, the things at the subway in London. So it's all about the subway, and it's kind of a different sort of rom-com because you don't see a lot of the meet cute. It's more of the missed cute because it's a girl and a guy on the subway, and the guy sees her and notices her, but she's kind of in her own world, and he writes an anonymous little note in this newspaper that goes out on the subway that they pick up and says I see you, let's meet, and then she has to decide if that's her, and then they just kind of keep missing each other. It's really fun and sweet. But because they're not always together in the book, it's how they miss each other. You get to really know them separately, and they're friends. And so I think the characterization is really fun in this one. So that's Our Stop. Oh, okay.
Love it.
Love.
Nice. Lainey gets shot all over.
I have more, but we'll continue offline if you want to talk about it.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm trying to channel my inner Highlander today with the locks, so I'm going to talk about a Highlander romance novel by Lindsay Sands. And Lindsay is celebrating a milestone, is she not? Because she's also the author of the Paranormal Argano series, which I think is celebrating a huge milestone coming up here. I mean, Lindsay sold over 8.5 million copies of her books worldwide. She's a huge deal. I mean, that's worth celebrating on its own. But she does cross the genres again. She has the Argano series, which is incredible, and that's paranormal, vampire, romance. This is a Scottish Highlands romance. It's coming in January. Romance, I have to say, I'm coming somewhat from an outsider.
Her 30th book in the Argano.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm not an expert on the romance genre. I started very early though when I worked here to make an effort to read as many as I can, and they never never cease to kind of surprise me with how fun and heartfelt they are. And I have to warn you, with Hunting for a Highlander, it starts off quickly and it's steamy almost immediately. I started reading this on the subway and got very nervous, but it's so fun. It follows, this is actually going to be, I think, the 5th in the series. So it follows the 7 Buchanan brothers who live in the Scottish Highlands. They're all very sought after. 4 have been married, and now this is following the 5th brother, who's Geordie. And Geordie returns home after spending some time away from their estate. And he wanders into this household that's filled with women. Seemingly all of the eligible women in the surrounding areas have kind of come and descended upon the Buchanan keep, what he calls home. And what Geordie discovers is these remaining single brothers, himself included, are all highly sought after, and all of these estates are sending their eligible daughters to get with these guys because they're a powerful kind of clan, and they're also good guys, which helps as well. Oh, I should
I want
probably
to hold
show
up
that.
the cover.
Yeah, you do, girl.
Yeah, impressive. Also, I think I'm gonna start a Kickstarter because I want to get my face on a romance jacket.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
I don't need the
Kickstarter to buy
bottom.
him a shirt.
Like, no, you can
Chris's
like.
face on there.
Yeah, I'm a Photoshop whiz. If you saw our e-card, us as cherubs, you know I have a skill.
Yeah,
for this kind of
Chris,
thing.
you gotta get your mug right on there.
Yeah, I should probably
He's
contact that model just
contemplating
to
a
be-
lot.
He is.
Um,
Should I keep flexing? Should I let go?
he's not flexing.
When he lets go, his
Sorry.
gut sticks out like Homer Simpson.
That makes me feel better about myself, so thank you. So I guess back to the story. So Jordy is completely uninterested in all of this, but he crosses paths with Lady Dwin, who doesn't think much of herself. She doesn't consider herself a great beauty. Jordy would disagree. They meet basically in a tree of all places. Lady Dwin is trying to kind of hide from the hustle and bustle. He sees her, they meet, and things start quickly, I will say. And there's such great characters, and you see them develop, and you see kind of Lady Dwin develop some respect for herself and kind of see her as Jordy sees her. All of you romance readers, if you're watching, you know Lindsay Sands, you know how great she is. So I'm just kind of backing up what you already know. But do keep your eyes peeled for this. It's coming January 28th. That's Hunting for a Highlander.
Do you
I don't know
want
if
to
you can see
read
on
what?
camera. I'm blushing a little bit. Like just
So we have
thought.
a note. This just in from Bethany Johnsrud, who comes with us daily. You probably see her. But we have
fabulous.
a note
Yeah.
about this book from her. So, say that the series is great for fans of Charlene Harris and HBO's True Blood, The Strain, or maybe you're lusting over Matthew Good or Teresa Palmer in the new TV adaptation of Discovery of Witches, or maybe you're a lifelong fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The whole franchise is for you, and it's about paranormal romance. Yeah, so this is her, the Lindsay Sands, right? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cool. So note from Bethany about the Argonaut series. So
Yes.
that's in general. Sorry, that's not just about this book. It's about Lindsay Sands. But it's her 30th anniversary, so we're really excited. Bethany also wants us to mention that we're going to sign up for the Library Love Fest newsletter that we put out, because there's going to be something special coming to you. And all Lindsay Sands Argonaut newsletter in August, and a sweet bit of related content and a special offer for libraries.
A sweet bit.
Coming to you now.
Hope you're watching, Bethany.
Also,
read it.
that was excellent that you did that. And thank you, Bethany.
Good
And thank you, Chris, for wearing your kilt today.
I can't show you all. It's not approved, corporate approved,
But he's
it's
wearing
there.
one. Trust me.
Yep.
He's barely wearing one.
All right, one quick thing to note is what we can't show you, but kicking off Read a Romance Month, Lisa Kleypas, who you guys know, Chasing Cassandra. Her book is coming out in January 2020. It's a tantalizing romance between a powerful magnate and the woman who doesn't want him. Does she? Anyway, there's going to be a cover reveal of Chasing Cassandra today on her Instagram. Is it on Lisa's Instagram?
No, it's on Rachel Hollis.
Rachel Hollis.
Who
So
wrote Girl Wash Your Face. She has mentioned, I believe, on her podcast that she loves Lisa Kleypas. So this is exciting.
Rachel Hollis, Hollis. It should be happening this morning.
Yeah, we don't know the exact time, but she has the exclusive reveal. So check it out
So-
there, and it'll be online. The pre-order links, everything. So.
Right. So that's Chasing Cassandra, cover reveal. Rachel Hollis. Today. It may have already happened. I don't know.
As of 30 minutes ago, no. So maybe.
Oh,
by now.
okay. So good thing we didn't show it. It's a picture of Chris Connolly.
My face.
Oh my God, I love it so much. All right, what else do we want to talk about? I don't know.
Things.
Scooter's back there. We have Sarah McLean, her Bare Knuckle Bastards book series. I love saying that because it lets me curse without getting in trouble.
You have the accent down.
Do I?
Yeah.
The Bare Knuckle Bastards book. Hey!
Wow.
And this is the library hardcover edition of Brazen and the Beast.
Brazen and the Beast. I was going to sing Brazen and the Beast like Cher, but I didn't.
Someone
But I
just asked.
What, really?
Donna Wilder asked any updates on Cher and the Tiki Hut.
Oh. No
I don't know.
updates. No updates yet. We're gonna keep. Listen, I'm
She's
just.
here. Hey,
Hi,
no,
Cher.
stay off. We'll get you next time.
Come on,
Sorry.
come on. Please, will you sit down? God, I can't. No, Donna Wilder. I wish I had an update because nothing's gonna make me happier. Well, you know, it's up there. But yeah, we're with Cher's memoir coming from HarperCollins. Hopefully, on track. And it'll be amazing. Okay, but anyway, so it's so funny that yeah, you mentioned that just as I sang "Praise on the Beast" like Cher. So anyway, Sarah McLean, you all know her, you all love her. Her first book, "The Wicked and the Wallflower," which came out in May of 2018, was the first in the series about these three brothers who are bound by a secret they can't escape, and the women who bring them to their knees. Hey-oh! So the next one.
And for that book, I was trying to find my. I can't find it, but it's podcast.
Which podcast?
So for Wicked and the Wallflower, our library friend Stephanie came in and did an interview with Sarah McLean. And it's
Oh,
on the
right,
podcast,
Stephanie
so,
Anderson.
yeah.
Yes, and it's fabulous. So that's on the podcast.
Yes.
Gotta go. Let me tell you something. Our podcast is up and running because of this woman right here. We admit that file would have sat there. What did I say to you yesterday with dust on it? No, Lainey. She drives that train because it's she loves the podcast and she makes our podcast so relevant and so full of content, and you learn something new all the time about our authors. And this interview with Stephanie Anderson and Sarah McLean is fantastic. So really go check it out because it's just, you know,
It's wonderful. And it's fresh all the time. Like it does not sit there. You keep it going and you keep it interesting and unique and
Thanks,
surprising.
guys.
So I'm in awe. I'm really impressed.
I know, it's great. So
Thanks.
kudos to you. So
Lots of
anyway,
love. Thank you.
yeah. No, come on. Listen, if it stunk, we wouldn't tell you about it.
Just leave me a threatening note on my desk and walk
Lainey
away.
has a podcast.
Lainey
and
has a
that's all we'll
podcast
say
on
on
it,
that.
right. Anyway, so Sarah McLean, who's absolutely lovely, and you know she's just libraries all the time.
She's a Library Reads Hall of Fame author.
Yes, she
as
is.
well.
Yes, she
Wow.
is.
Yes.
Um,
Raising the Beast.
And she worked in the marketing department at Scholastic. I did not know. So she is a marketing guru and knows her stuff. So Brazen and the Beast is the second one in the Bare Knuckles Bastards, and that's just out July 2019. So do yourselves a favor. If you haven't read Sarah McLean, you've been under a romantic rock. A romantic rock. Are people watching? Or is it...
Our viewership just dropped off all
Oh,
the way.
no, have they?
No.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. What else do we have, kids?
I have something I love.
Okay,
That's not romance,
Oh,
but I
my
feel like I
God.
love it so much.
you do.
Over the Top, Jonathan Van Ness, comes out September 24th. I know that off the top of my head. This is his memoir. He's so cool. If you don't know him, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, he is one of the 5 stars of Queer Eye, the new reboot on Netflix. He's also an Emmy-nominated actor for Game of Thrones, which is the video series he does where he reviews Game of Thrones. It's very funny. People sit in his, he's a hairdresser by trade, so they sit in his chair and talk about Game of Thrones that week. He also has a podcast that I love so much called Getting Curious. I saw Andrew, somebody works with us in the elevator, and he's listening to it, and I was like, I love that podcast. What's he talking about this week? So it's really fun, so check that out. But if you are even not a fan of him, he's doing a lot for social justice. He's doing a lot for identity and gender, and so it's just going to be great to hear his story. I think he had a rough background growing up in the Midwest, and so he talks really candidly about it. I got to meet him at Book Expo. I was calm.
You handled it well. You did.
Cool.
You really did. You were cool, man.
And I got to tell him how much his podcast means to me, so that was very sweet and
Yeah.
nice, and he is genuinely very nice.
Yeah.
So check this book out. It comes out very soon, September 24th. Over the Top.
What a sweet man. And yeah, you did. You were very sweet with him. You were connecting with him. You know.
He's sweet. I know he had like 10 million people. You're like, you don't want to take too much time, but it's very sweet.
Well, you know, but you took just the right amount of time with him. What can I talk about that I love? Oh, I know. Hello, Mercy House. This is an amazing book. This doesn't actually come out, I think, until February 11th. Do you love this? You love this jacket?
I just finished it last night.
Oh, you did? Okay, then we have to talk about the
I'll just
ending.
talk later.
Wait,
Yeah.
all right, I'll talk to you later about it. But...
It's really great.
Oh.
I didn't really know. I was intrigued, but I didn't know, and I was surprised at how much I loved it. So,
Okay, so Elena Dillon is the author, and this is about, this is a debut. It's set in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy. I think it's Bed-Stuy. And I read it a while ago. And it's about this sort of kind of badass nun, older nun, who is running this house of sort of refuge where women can come there. It's a safe place for them. Women who are abused, who need help. It's called Mercy House. Love this. And so you've got all these different women from all these different kinds of backgrounds and things that have happened to them. How did they get to the place that they're at? And she doesn't matter, brings them in. So it's great because you get kind of like almost like a caricature, not a character portrayal of all these different people, and they've had a rough time, and so you see what happened to them, how they got to the place that they are at now, how they interact with each other, and how they also support each other. There's a lot going on here. And then you get this backstory of Sister Evelyn, who's got her own story, and you get it in piecemeal, right? And so you something's gone on there because she's a wacky relationship with her family and her brother. It's, oh God, it's so good. And then there's the Catholic Church who wants to take this place back. They want to take this building back. They want them out of there. And they send a representative from the Vatican to go and see what's going on there because Sister Evelyn is breaking doctrine. She's doing things that she probably shouldn't be doing because that's, she shouldn't. She's breaking the rules of the Catholic Church, but she's helping them to find how to get an abortion if they need to do that, or if they need to get divorced, those sorts of things. And so they want her out and want them all out, basically want this property back. So there's a whole backstory there. I don't want to tell you more than that. All I can tell you is that it's rich in character and it delivers. It just it makes you mad and it makes you feel bad, and I just love that. I mean, it's not formulaic. It's just a very authentic story about these women. This one woman at the head who's trying to keep them together, and sort of, get her life together as it is. It's so good. She's tough, but she's tender, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's a good combination of what is the right thing to me and all the things going on within the Catholic Church and the news and putting those together, and it's very understandable and very you feel for these people. But she does a good job explaining some things too. I don't know anything about becoming a nun, and she explains that, but the people are just so sweet, and you want them to be helped, and you understand her struggle. Oh,
it's really, really good. It's Mercy House by Elena Dillon. Highly
Amy Schumer quote too.
Yeah. Amy Schumer, a life-altering debut featuring fierce, funny, and irreverent women who battle the most powerful institution in the world. This is the book we've all been waiting for. So, not a love story, but a story that I love. A book that I love. I love the way it's written. All right.
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes left? Are you kidding me? What happened? We didn't even get to the sandwiches.
Oh.
Well...
we talk about puzzles.
Oh, we should talk about the puzzle. We'll talk about the puzzle for a hot second because they want to know about our books. But we're addicted to puzzles. I went to the New York Public Library to do at the Jefferson Market branch down in the West Village to do a presentation. And while I passed the table, this puzzle was out there, and staff just do this puzzle. So I'm like, we should do this puzzle. Fast forward, I'm at Target, $10. I'm like, hey-oh. So we've done this puzzle. We've done this puzzle, which was difficult.
Never again.
Yeah.
But we didn't have, the reason we bought this, we don't have a terrace, and some people do, so we just built our own little terrace.
You know how that is. And now when we went to the ALA, we had some time to go to the Library of Congress, which was absolutely beautiful. And of course, we made our way to the gift shop, and this puzzle was there. I'm like, let's do this one. It's all about women in voting. Yes.
Oh, we're so interested.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's like a cool poster that tells you what every woman did for the cause, which is cool.
So it's informational and releases stress. Oh, Chris, talk about that.
Pieces of Her, which is going to be a Netflix series coming soon. Karen Slaughter. This came out last year, I believe, in hardcover, and was like an amazing standalone. I love all of Karen's works, but standalones I think are a great place to start with her, and this kind of propelled her, I think, to the next level. Is if she needed it, she sold 35 million copies across the world of her books. So, but this was just like an amazing standalone, and so her agent sent us these puzzles,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And
She had them made.
had them made, and we're puzzle pros, so we took on the challenge and put it together.
Took us 10 minutes.
Very challenging. If any of you are interested, again, same rules apply. Comment, say something. We can send you maybe a little book.
We have some
Puzzle
puzzles
duo.
left, so if anybody's interested, just let us know.
Mm-hmm.
You can put pieces of her together.
Oh! Yes, Lainey.
Nice.
Funny.
All right.
All right, back to the romance. Just very quickly, I'm going to tell you that Tessa Dare's The Wallflower Wager, Girl Meets Duke, is out it came out August 13th, on sale. This is her previous book in the series, was The Governess Game, was number 10 on the New York Times. Wallflowers are perennial favorites, so here we are. That's the Wallflower Wager. What is that? Wallflower Wager. There you go. So that's just out. Well, actually, on sale on the 13th. I'm doing this because I know that said we would, deliver some romance. There you go. And Christmas is coming. How the Duke Stole Christmas, a Christmas anthology. Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan. We have all these wonderful authors writing together in this wonderful collection. Do we have the book there?
I think so.
Okay. So that is How the Dukes Stole Christmas. Tessa Dare, Sophie Jordan, Joanna Shoup, and Sarah McLean. So wonderful stories all about Christmas. How beautiful is that too? So that is on sale September 24th. Look for that. Right?
Yep.
Right. I'm just gonna keep on going just because time is running out. But two celeb books you need to know about, memoirs. Demi Moore, Inside Out, coming out September 24th. I was given a little bit to read because they kept this puppy under lock and key with good reason. It's a deep dive, and I was blown away by what I read because she is it's a very introspective book. And I was saying, much like when I read Kate Mulgrew's book, I didn't read it because I loved Kate Mulgrew, though she's lovely. I read it because I needed to know what that book was about, and I went deep dive and never came out. As you know, I can't stop talking about Kate Mulgrew's book, How to Forget. Well, I can't wait to read the rest of Inside Out because what I read was amazing by Demi Moore. So that is coming out September 4th. She didn't have it so great, it's all out there, and very, as I say, very heartfelt, very honest, she's got such a clear and authentic voice. It's really good. Inside Out, Demi Moore. And okay, I'm taking up all the time. Somebody else go. Let me just go. Okay. Debbie Harry, Face It. Oh my God, Debbie Harry came to our CEO's book expo party, and I never saw anything like it because everybody who acts super cool at these parties when there's a celebrity there, except if Cher's there, and then I'm an idiot. That never happened. But if like sometimes people are just like, oh yeah, there's so-and-so, whatever. It's like, really? No, everybody lost it when they saw Debbie Harry. It was the coolest thing. Everybody just became like 16 at a concert at Madison Square Garden. It was so cool. Everybody just ran to her, and she couldn't have been nicer. This book has been, shall we say, waiting in the wings for some time, and now it's a thing. It's actually happening. It's on sale September 11th, and it's called Face It, and it is it's another worth the wait memoir. Debbie Harry, face it. Okay, I'll be quiet. You guys talk.
Go ahead.
Sure?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to talk about a debut. This is not a romance. This is a literary debut, Little Gods by Mung Jin. This is from our Custom House imprint. This is a really brilliant, complex but heartfelt story, an immigrant story. I know Tara was talking about the importance of immigrant stories. This is one, and this follows, it starts the night of the Tiananmen Square massacre, 1989 in Beijing. And this woman, Su Lan, who's this brilliant physicist, she's giving birth to a young girl and she's alone. And the people in the hospital don't know why, what happened. But Su Lan is now a single mother, and she's brilliant, but she has issues revolving around her past. She came from like a rural community, very poor, and she's adamant about kind of escaping that past. And you flash forward 17 years, and now you meet her daughter, Leah, who basically, Su Lan unexpectedly dies, and Leah is left to pick up the pieces and kind of discover who her mother is, and by extension who she is. They immigrated to America, and again, in an effort to leave everything behind. And it has this really, Su Lan as this physicist has these kind of wild theories about time, and it kind of threads through her own story of, escaping her past, and if you can do that as an immigrant. There's just some really unique and brilliant and insightful and very introspective looks at what it is to be an immigrant, what happens to your past when you change countries, and can you actually escape who you were. Just absolutely brilliant. She lives in Brooklyn, so I'd love to meet her. Hopefully she'll come into the office. But this is definitely, like, for fans, I thought a little bit of Searching for Sylvie Lee, by Jean Kwok, which was one of my favorite books that's been published this year. It was a New York Times bestseller. It just has that really keen insight and just eloquence. It's just a beautiful book. So it's coming January 14th next year, and the eGalley is up on Edelweiss, so check it out.
Cool. All right, I'm going to do a lightning round of a couple.
Yeah.
So, many people know, love otters. Here's my cross stitch that sits in my desk constantly.
Give it.
And we have a book that's called The Little Book of Otter Philosophy. And it's really cute.
Yeah.
And there's little drawings and what we can learn from otters, because they're just like, go with the flow, literally. And this one says, please join me in my quest to be a better otter right after we have a nap and a snack and a swim. And I just think it's so sweet. This one says, I meant what I said when I text you that gif. Like, how cute are these? Anyway, that's all I have to say. You can learn a lot. They hold hands just because. Okay, I'm going to stop.
Just because?
Oh
Because they also have a pocket for their favorite rock to open clams. Okay, I could go on, but they're great.
Lightning round.
So, another form of love that is really... Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to do a couple.
You're fine, love.
And I'm done.
No,
You're
don't
good.
be
You
done.
could keep going.
So, another form of love that we want to talk about. Kindness and Wonder, about Mr. Rogers. It's really great. So this book is by Gavin Edwards, and he just... comprehensive what Mr. Rogers was about, and I've already teared up on the subway, so it's very sweet. And there's a really great story about how he gave this young kid out of high school, he wanted to be a camera operator, and he gave him a chance, and it's got him on like 60 Minutes later on in life. It's so sweet. Check it out if you want it. The new movie's coming out, so that's gonna be on everyone's mind. And then another form of love that we have, I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. People and football. That's another form of love that I sometimes don't understand all the way. But we have this book, Overtime, by John Bacon. And so he is called the Poet Laureate of Michigan football. And he has covered all of the University of Michigan football program, and Jim Harbaugh, who's coming in after coaches left. He was a former NFL coach. And he just revamps this whole system, and it's about just like the crazy fans and everything they're going through. So that's my other form of love that I want to talk about.
Nice.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, my round's done.
That was good.
That was good.
Love, greyhounds, dogs, dogs in need. So this is For the Love of Greyhounds by Alex Kearns. Alex is an incredibly talented animal photographer. She did Zen Dogs and Perfect Imperfection, which we both published. Just wonderful looks at rescue dogs, dogs who have been injured, dogs who aren't like traditional poster dogs. You know, they have You know, they've been through things, but they're still incredible and loving. And this is actually something I didn't know reading up on this book, that, you know, obviously greyhound racing, that has a very checkered history, and it's really a very cruel industry. And it's recently, I think, Florida, they outlawed it. And there are just a lot of greyhounds who were raised for a very specific purpose, who are really just loving, you know, they want to be your forever friend. And now there's a lot of greyhounds who need to be adopted. And so this is capturing greyhounds in all their glory. They're all like rescue dogs, and they're so sweet. There's 76 in this book. Just, you know, dog lovers anywhere. It's just, yes, thank you, Lainey. This is on sale October 8th, so there's a little bit of a wait, but I think put it on your gift pile or your gift to buy list, whatever you want. I know I'm totally getting this for my mom and for myself and probably for everyone else. Oh my gosh, that dog, that cat, the love.
Even Scooter's crying.
Tears. They're such wonderful creatures. I'm just gaga over it. I love those books, and Alex, again, is like, I think, one of the best, just capturing the humanity in these animals. She's so talented and does great work. And actually, I think a portion of the royalties from the sale of this book, Alex is actually giving to Greyhound Rescue Organization. So it's feel good, and you're doing good while buying it. So, dog lovers, make a call. So yeah,
beautiful.
More love.
More love.
More love.
Should I go? You done? You have more?
There's always more, but you know,
all right. Well, I'll take us home.
Take us home.
It is 11:29.
Wow.
That's so impressive. Oh my God. Last book then I'll talk about is a book that all three of us love. We not only love the book, we love the author.
Yes.
This is Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. I'm sure you've heard me babble on about this before, but I can't help myself because it's amazing. And it is a story about, ultimately, as Kevin says, it's a story about family. I've talked about this book, sometimes giving away too much, not enough. It's about these two young girls who meet at a boarding school. Something happens, they go their separate ways. One is well off, one is not. In the future, the one who's much better, in a better place in life, her husband takes back his 2 children from his first marriage. These children I used to say they have a gift. It's not a gift, it's an affliction. And they really can't be out in public because when they get upset, something happens to them. And they need a nanny. So the stepmother calls her old school friend and says, who's not doing much of anything, her life's not going anywhere, and she says, would you consider being the nanny to my 2 stepchildren? And since she's got nothing going on, she says, okay. Doesn't know a thing about mothering, doesn't have a great mother, doesn't have that instinct, but knows what it's like to be shuffled off to the side, as do these 2 kids. And therein lies the family that they create together. I love this book. I love this author. He came to the American Library Association, and he did many things at the conference, including a podcast interview with me. What are you doing?
That's what I was going to say. So,
including a podcast interview with me at the conference, which you can find on our podcast on Library Love Fest. I just also posted about it on Facebook, and you will get the true essence of what this book is right from the author's mouth himself. He is absolutely lovely, extremely talented. He wrote The Family Fang. He's written several books. But I tell you, this one will stay with you for a very long time. It touched my heart, and I love it. It's called Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. I absolutely adore it. So that is the book that I love, that you love, and I think that's a great way to end.
Yeah.
So check it out. It's on Edelweiss. Check it out. There's so many more books that we could talk about. We don't have a lot of time. Actually, we don't have any time left. But it's great to see you and be seen.
Yeah.
I hope you're seeing us.
There were so many familiar faces that we haven't seen. So just a quick call out for people. I'm going to scroll here crazy quickly. Elizabeth Silver, Lillian Dabney, of course, Lisa Casper, Kimberly McGee, Rosemary Postilio, Kathy Sutter, did I say that already? I don't know. Donna Wilder, did I say that already? Jennifer Winberry, Kimberly McGee, Carla Sudo. Oh, there's so many of our friends here, and they visited and they commented. Casey Davis, of course. Casey, no Oxford comma. Davis. She took it in good stride.
You guys.
Yeah, Jennifer Winberry said that, I think. I don't know. There's so many people here. old friends, new friends alike, thank you for joining us again after a little time away. And
Yeah.
it's always special to see you all joining us.
Yeah,
live,
thank
and
you.
Thank
for
you.
always
Yeah.
being so supportive. Write to us. Anything that we've talked about, we'll send it to you if we have it. If not, we'll whitelist you. And we just we're glad to be back because it's we've missed you. So I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
have a toast and to enjoy the. Oh my God, I'm almost empty. Have a great enjoy the rest of your summer. Is there anything you want to say?
We love you guys.
Mad love. Mad love.
All the tingles.
All the tinglies.
All the tinglies. Bye.
Bye now.
See you next month.